All right, what's poppin', my e-commerce friends? This video is going to be a little bit different because I'm not going to be introducing any fancy cuts and edits and flashy stuff. This is going to be a tactical product research session because this is inarguably the most important part of building a dropshipping business or an e-commerce brand, right? Is you need a good product that's in demand that people want. One of my favorite tools in order to do this is called Mania. And so I'm going to be starting on the Mania product research platform, showing you how I use it to find good products. But a lot of times we're not actually selling the products that we find. We're selling variations of the products that we find, or we're selling those products in new ways, such as new markets like Europe or Asia or Mexico, etc. Right? So let's dive in and get started. Right? So the first thing that I wanted to kind of address is that within the Mania tool, there are places that provide great products that you could sell as is. Whether it's in a different country, on a different marketing platform than the ad that you're seeing it on. For example, if you see a product that's ripping on Facebook, you might want to bring that over to TikTok because maybe there's a little bit less competition there and you can create ad creative formats that make sense for that platform. But there are places within Mania that people don't really know about, or maybe they don't have a level of access because they're on like a smaller plan, where you get access to products that very few people are actually looking at, right? So for example, these top 100 products, less than 1% of Mania users actually have access to. So a lot of them are actually great as is to go ahead and start marketing. I also love using the success radar. This is a great place to go that a lot of other people don't have access to. And the few that do, you have to ask yourself, right, the probability of someone actually going ahead and testing these products is very low, let alone succeeding with them. And I don't mean to say that in a discouraging way. It actually should be encouraging because mediocrity is at an all-time high right now in terms of effort. And so just by you testing a product that is revealed to you that you like, or that there's some characteristic or element that's positive, just by doing that, you already put yourself in the top 10%, right? And then by going those few extra steps, that's how you can quickly climb to the 1%, right? So I don't mean to say that in a way that's scary in any way. So what we're going to do is what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to find some good products that you could sell as is, but we're going to go one step further and we're going to actually find other products that are similar to these, right? That maybe solve the same problem or that serve the same purpose, but that fewer people are actually looking at, or that are actually easier to go ahead and test with things like image ads so we can speed up the process of us being able to test it. So first and foremost, we're in this kind of success radar section, which I really like because, again, not a lot of people have access to this. And even if you don't have access to this, you could use the same strategy that I'm about to show you that I call the rabbit hole method, which is when you start in one place and you end up somewhere else based on that starting point, right? Based on having a clear vision for what types of products that you're looking for, or the characteristics of those products that you innately know perform well, right? So you could do this in the ad section, the shop section. You can find other stores and see, other successful general stores, and you can see their recently uploaded products. You can even use TikTok and Facebook organic methods where you optimize your TikTok account or a Facebook account to only be shown dropshipping ads. In fact, that's one of my favorite methods. But regardless, the rabbit hole method just requires you to have a high potential product as a starting point, and then to go and navigate in other places like AliExpress, Taobao, all these other suppliers and these merchant websites to find similar products, right? So now that kind of introduction is out of the way, let's go ahead and check out some of these products. We're going to try to find one that looks cool, and then we're going to push them off to the side, and we're going to investigate them a little bit later on, right? I actually sold this product pretty successfully with a student, and I know that it would do incredibly well in other markets with a little bit of additive effort. So we'll get to that in a second. That was pretty quick. Now, another thing that's important to understand is that my perspective on some of these things might be different based on my experiences. So I've tested products in multiple different industries. I say multiple, but dozens, if not hundreds. I think I've tested over 1,000 products at this point. So I have the perspective of I've seen this around because I actively do product research, or I have a team that does product research, and that I'm actively getting fed these products. And I have students that are doing product research. So whenever multiple students land on the same product, that's when I know all right, maybe it has a little bit too much market exposure. So again, some of these products I look at in a certain way, and I say, I think that would be good because of the past experiences that I have. And if you don't have that experiences, you either have to get them or you have to inherit them from other people, right? Learn from trainings videos, things like that, like this, right? So we're going to keep going. I'm going to push a couple to the side. Then I'm going to narrow down to my favorite one, and then I'm going to use the rabbit hole method, which again is going to take me to a new place and a new product based on a starting point that solves a certain problem in a specific market, right? We're going to keep going. I actually know the person that owns that. That's pretty cool that it's up here, because that means Mania is doing their job at finding good high potential products. And it's funny because a lot of people look at some of these and they say, oh, I've seen those everywhere. And it's like the only reason they're on here is because the stores are killing it selling these products. So just because even 100 other people are selling it does not mean that you can't sell it, right? And if you think that you can't, it's because you are probably not as good of a marketer as you'd like to be, and that there's still a lot for you to learn. That's probably enough for now to have to work with. Doing my little product research dance. All right, that should be enough for us to work with right now. So let's pop over and let's actually look a little bit deeper into some of these products, right? So this one caught my eye selfishly because I am an athlete. And so when I look at this, I see a big problem that athletes have and the solution to that problem, right? So let's check out this product. $99. So this is not a dropshipping brand from the looks of it, unless they're just like photoshopping their logo on this. But a quick way to know whether or not, and again, we're not looking to sell this exact product, so it doesn't matter really whether they're dropshipping or not. It just matters whether or not we think we could source a similar product to this. So what I'd want to do is search this. First, I'd want to search it through a reverse image search on Google. If I do that, it'll usually redirect me to places like to suppliers or to similar products that will get me closer to where I want to go, right? So for example, like this is redirecting me to AliExpress, and it's not the same product, but it's a similar one. I don't know if this one has, it looks like it does have that massaging feature, right? So already we found something that's very similar, and that kind of solves that same problem, and it does it in a different way. And it also has like a over the shoulder thing. That's really cool. Now my question is, at this price point, is it going to make sense to sell this product? So just to kind of show you the rabbit hole method, we started here with this product that we know is doing really well. However, we also know it's being sold for $100. So they're probably sourcing this for like $30 shipped or less. Now, when we come over here, we're seeing a similar product that we have found that solves the same problem. But in my opinion, the costs are a little bit too high to justify, $150, a $200 selling price. So the next step is going to be scrolling down into these suggested product areas, right? So these suggested product areas are going to show you products that are in a similar market or that solve similar problems, right? Some of these recommended products are going to be better than others. Some of them are going to suck, right? So you have to learn how to break through the noise and look at the ones that are most similar to the original products that we started on, but that look different, right? To where if the customer already had, the customers we're trying to reach, if they already had a product like this, they would also be interested in purchasing the product that we're selling, right? So different enough to where they'd want both, or they'd buy ours, even if they already owned the original one. And sometimes that's easier said than done, right? So we're going to keep going. And sometimes if we're just not finding a good, good product based on the suggested areas, we can just search in the product name, right? So like massage roller vibrating. I'm a little bit scared as to what's going to come up because of AliExpress. For those of you that know, all right. So it looks like based on the keywords, we're getting those like the facial one. We want like body, right? So massage roller body, or maybe like electric massage roller. Some of these are actually pretty cool. Okay, we're going to go. Let's see with vibrating massage roller, portable massage roller. Let's see. All right, I think we found something a lot more similar to the original product we were looking at, right? It's almost identical. And as you could see, it took a little bit of rabbit holing to find it. We came across a more expensive one, And then we found one that was more cost effective, right? That we could source for probably $40 shipped, that we could easily list and sell for $100, that we can order the product to, get content, all of that fancy stuff, right? However, if we're not trying to do all that, then it might not be the best product to go ahead and sell. But if you do know how to work an iPhone camera, it's actually a lot easier to make these ads than you think, right? There was actually a friend of mine who was also a client of my agency's who did, it was actually two friends, and they did $300,000 in a week from one organic TikTok video, and neither of them showed their face in it, right? Because it was a product that it was focused on the body, not necessarily on your face, on your head, etc. So you couldn't even tell who the person filming the ad was. And that video did, 50 to 100 million views, and they made like $300,000 in a week, and probably close to 200,000 plus in profit, right? So this is a really cool product. I like it a lot. It's something that if I were savvy with being able to film content, and if I wasn't as lazy as I am now, and I didn't have the leverage and being able to work with a ton of different creators, that is something that I would definitely look into doing. And then, to take that from a store to a brand, it would be finding this product, testing it, getting it to a profitable point where it's consistent. Then it would be expanding my product line in a way that serves my customers, right? So I'd survey them, I'd ask them, I'd show them a couple of different products that, our suppliers are looking to manufacture or that we're looking to source, so that we can better serve their body recovery issues and things like that. And then once you go from product focused to just trying to find that product that makes a ton of money to customer focused, and you ask your customers what other products they want to see, in my opinion, that's when you go from a store to a brand. It's not about your fulfillment. It's not about, your marketing, how good your creatives are, etc. It's just like, once you go from product focused to customer focused, and how can I curate these new products based on what's going to best serve my customer, that's when you become a brand. And that's when your customers are going to give you the direct feedback that you need in order to make more money, right? So it's like a win-win for the customer, and it's a win-win for you. So now I know that's a lot easier said than done, but that's just like one example of a product that we stumble across. But we don't have to stop there. Like, we can go back into the suggested area and find products that are smaller, more affordable, more lightweight that we could ship to ourselves, or that are more expensive, right? Something like this. I know a friend that is selling saunas and cold plunges right now and doing $500,000 a month. So there is like no shortage of products in an industry like this or in any other industry that we can't just go ahead and start selling and build an incredibly profitable brand around, right? So again, that was just product number one, and a demonstration of how we can use the rabbit hole method to find a high potential product that's similar or even identical to the original one that solves the same product, but in a different way that maybe looks a little bit different, or that has cheaper unit economics, or that can sell well with image ads as opposed to video ads, right? Just alternative variations. Let's check out this second one. So this one is a product that I know has done very well. I also know someone who's actively doing over $300,000 a month, and has been for the last 2 years with this product. So when you see a bunch of drop shippers coming into the scene, selling these, having ad fatigue, and then abandoning these products and then going somewhere else, it's just because they're not innovative, and they don't understand how to properly market a product, right? Literally, I worked with someone who we scaled this product up to $2K a day, and we had a okay website, wasn't amazing. We had repurposed creatives, right? No UGC, no custom content. And we were able to take it there with very little effort, right? With proper branding, with proper inventory management, with proper, supply chain optimizations, getting customer feedback, way better creatives, marketing on multiple platforms, marketing on multiple countries. That's when you go from $1,000, $2,000 a day to $10,000, $20,000, $30,000 a day, right? So anyways, this is going to be a great starting point for kind of our research. So we're going to pop over, check out the product. So as you can see, they are already selling this product in a way that I generally suggest, which is selling it in a new and a unique way from where everyone is originally selling it, right? So if everyone's selling this product on Facebook, let's try selling it on TikTok. If everyone is selling this product in the United States, let's try selling it to Spain, to Mexico, right? And accommodate those languages. If the cards don't exist in a certain country that we feel confident targeting, let's say Germany, France, one of those European countries that we at least have a lot of success in, then talk to the manufacturer and ask if they can create a set of cards for this product that can accommodate that country, right? It's this concept that people think is so wild that if it doesn't exist, then that means it must like never be able to be manufactured or exist. Talk to the supplier, right? How realistically, how much will it cost for them to make 100 sets of these cards if you have to order them in bulk, right? $200, $300, right? And then if you start selling it well, they're going to probably want to talk to all of the customers that they've worked with in the past and their clients and recommend that they sell the products, right? And that's a whole different product research method, is working with a good supplier that is loyal to you, and that you asked, or that you is not loyal to other clients, as bad as that sounds, and asking them, hey, what is a popular product that's selling right now? Because it's in their best interest to have as many orders as possible. That's how they make their money. And it's also not really doing, the original person who's selling that product or who's ripping it, it's not really doing them a disservice, because one or two other people or competitors in the space is not going to make or break their business or their ability to sell the product. And if it does, then they don't deserve to be selling that product in the first place. And they need to learn how to be better marketers, right? So anyways, like, great product, hands down. There's honestly not much more that needs to be done here, because as you can see, they're just marketing it in a creative way, right? They're marketing it in a different country. They're probably marketing on the same platforms, but they got better content, or they just edited existing content that was already out there in order to be able to drop ship this profitably. They have a nice website and a funnel that's like different, that's more unique. It's not just the fucking, debut theme, or not debut, the Dawn theme, right? Like the stock Shopify theme. They put in a little bit more effort to make this experience as good as possible for the customers. And that's probably why they have a better conversion rate, probably why they're more successful, right? Now we see some of these other products that they're selling, and it looks like most of them they're selling to the Spanish market, and that's probably why it's doing so well. Anyways, how do we go from a product like this to maybe another similar product or the same product, and intuitively knowing to market it in a more creative way, right? So first, we're going to do the same thing. We're going to search this product on Google. We're going to see if we can find some form of a supplier or a competitor that's maybe selling other similar products, things like that, right? We know that there's content on TikTok, on Instagram. I'm going to pause this, save you 5 minutes, and we're going to do a little bit of digging and try to find, an AliExpress listing, and then maybe a similar product to this that we can market to similar audiences, and sell just as profitably, if not more profitably, as these guys here. Okay, I just stumbled across a banger using this method. And if this is not evidence that this is a good method, then I don't know what is, right? So I started here. I found a supplier that sold the same product, right? As you could see, they have the A set, or they have the blue set and the pink set. They have the English cards, right? They don't have the Spanish cards, any cards of languages in Europe. And then I went to the suggested section, just like I had mentioned, and I came across this guy. I opened this one up. Now, oftentimes, if you're not finding good products, it might be because your AliExpress account is optimized around trying to show you products they think you're going to buy. So if you click on a bunch of women's clothing items and this and that, you're going to get fed a lot of those, and it might it might not create the best suggested product feed for you on the account. So sometimes you might want to right click and open the original product in an incognito window, right? Pop that open on AliExpress incognito, so it resets that kind of browsing history, and it doesn't introduce, the bias from your previous clicks. So if you sell men's shoes and then you go on your AliExpress account and you look in the suggested area, it might show you a lot of men's shoes. If you don't want to be shown a ton of men's shoes, you want to look into different markets, you're doing product research in the kids niche, then again, it might be wise for you to right click, open it in incognito, so it refreshes that optimization history, right? But anyway, like, this is some sauce here, guys. Like, you start here and then you end up here. And this is a product that is almost identical to the one that we were just on, but there is a huge key difference, and that there's an extension of the product where it encourages the child to draw the thing that it is, that like the voice that's coming out of the machine that's saying tiger, it encourages the kid to draw that thing. Now your market opportunities are opened up like tenfold, because now you go after parents that really didn't give a shit about their child's cognitive enhancement and learning just from sound or from like the cards. That you can now go after parents that are artists or who are in fields of art related industries, and you can say, hey, bring out your child's artistic creativity and desires. And that is totally different than just like the audio and the visual learning. That is a huge additive value proposition to the original product that we started on, that would cause someone who already owns this product to also be encouraged or still be interested in purchasing this one. So again, like this product, I'm about to go test right now, to be honest. So regardless, don't let me stop you from testing it though, because this is an absolute banger of a product that we found from something that was similar, but also very different in different ways, right? That's being marketed in a different country that doesn't have some of the additive features that the new product that we stumbled across had, etc. So absolute banger. Give this a try. And now imagine you go one layer deeper. You get custom content for this. You market it in a totally new country, right? It hasn't even been marketed in the US, so it's going to perform in the United States. But now imagine going one level deeper and bringing this to another country, right? There's usually a delay from being sold to the US and being sold in Europe of a couple of months a lot of times. So if you start in a place that it's not going to get there for, not even going to start arising there for a couple months, for 6 months, for a year, you're going to be ahead of your competition by a ton, right? So that's product number 2. I like that one a lot more than the first one. And so I highly recommend going ahead and testing it. And that's demonstration of that, the flow of the rabbit hole method, starting in one place, ending up somewhere else with a product that's similar and that has higher opportunity than the original one that you stumbled across, right? Honestly, this one just like visually caught my eye. I don't even know what it is. It just looked like a brand that knows what they're doing based off their branding, based on the style of the packaging, etc. Let's give it a quick look. It might not be something that's worth kind of exploring further or looking at other similar products. It looks like the shop isn't even available anymore, so we're going to skip over this guy. And then shoes. For those of you guys that really know me, you know that shoes have a special place in my heart because it's a product that everybody needs, especially if there's an additive value proposition to it. It increases your height, it decreases your foot pain, it causes your foot to have better connectivity with the ground, right? Those would be things like barefoot shoes. It protects your feet from the water. Those would be pool shoes or water shoes. So shoes are something that everybody wears, everybody needs, and people buy a lot of shoes that they don't actually need, but that they just want, right? Because people get bored of shoes in a couple months, especially women, right? So hint, hint, women's shoes. And if you want to go, again, one level deeper, you're going to market it in a unique and a creative way. You're going to get custom content. Maybe you're marketing in a different country, on a different platform, with creative bundles that other people aren't thinking of, etc. So let's pop this sucker open. And again, in some instances, you stumble across a product like this that might feel generic, but that there's such a massive market for that you don't need to really market it that creatively. You just have to have good creatives, good ads, reach the right people, and just overall just kind of know what you're doing, right? And sometimes you don't even need to know what you're doing, because if the product solves a big enough problem that the customers are already aware of and that they've been looking to solve, then they'll buy it regardless of whether you have an amazing website or not, right? That's why the product is 100% superior to everything else. And then I would say the creatives come second to the product, because but are hands down the most important thing over anything else, over your ad strategy, over your customer support, over your shipping times, blah, 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 right? All that stuff is important, but like you need a great product, and then you need to be able to express what that product does, the benefits that it provides, the problems that it solves, etc., in your creative, right? That is the only job of the creative, is to get people interested in learning more about the product. And then the product should sell itself like on your website, right? And even in your creatives. So honestly, I like these a lot. And you can kind of tell that it's not necessarily branded to just this company, right? This is most likely a dropshipping product. There's a lot of ways we can go ahead and check that, which I'm not going to get into right now because I just basically showed you. You Google reverse image search, you search the product name on AliExpress, etc. And so the main value proposition here looks like I don't know if this is like a socks, you don't have to wear socks, but the main thing is this like elevated cushion sole. So let's try to find a product that's similar to this real quick. Again, I'm going to pause this, save you some time, and see if we can find something that's high potential, that's good enough for you or I to go ahead and test. All right, so I think we found either the exact model or a very similar model to the one that we stumbled across. Don't think it's exact, but it's like very, very similar. So we're going to go again one step further, and we're going to go into this suggested section. And you'll notice that now that AliExpress thinks that we're a purchasing customer, that we have kids, that we have that we're interested in fitness, recovery, etc. you could see how there can start to be some bias between these recommended products. So it's never a bad idea to take this link and to open it in an incognito tab, right? So we can go over here, we can go incognito, open up. I'm not going to do it because I don't know if it's going to change the recording of the video and stuff, but like it's never a bad idea to do that so that you're just exposed to more products that are similar to the exact one that you have landed on, and that you're not getting like too distracted in different places. So you guys are going to laugh, but products like these that are boring, that are basic, that are simple, are going to sell, right? To you and I, this might look incredibly ugly. To someone who has foot pain, that we can express that this is going to solve their problem, they don't give a shit what it looks like, or they might even like this product if they're the kind of target customer. Sometimes we have to take ourselves out of our own body and put it into our potential prospect or ideal customer and ask ourselves, if I was 50 years old, if I had debilitating foot pain, and if my friends were wearing similar shoes to these, so the style is actually like pretty in, then would I purchase this? Probably, if I like really knew that this product was going to solve my problem. It had some form of a, maybe a money back guarantee to it that says, hey, in 30 days, if you don't feel better than you did before wearing these, then you can return it back, no questions asked, right? Where you can actually back the quality of the product. And you'd be surprised how easy it is to have a product like this be as good of quality as it looks in the photos, right? It's not that hard. You just order a couple samples. If there's an issue, you talk to the manufacturer, you fix that, right? And then you scale it to the moon. So I actually really like this one. I probably won't do anything further in terms of the rabbit hole method, because I would go ahead and sell this right now. And again, some of you might not have the experience or the frame of reference to understand why this product may or may not work. And so I'll give you just a couple quick things. Number one, it solves a problem, and you can express it in a way that revolves around that orthopedic angle. And guess what? If it doesn't, for some reason, if you talk to the supplier, they say, it's not really orthopedic insole or that cushion, I'm not sure, right? Or you order it, you put it on, and it doesn't really help. Then guess what? You can bundle it with free insoles that cost you $1. And then the orthopedic insoles allow the shoes to be orthopedic shoes. It's just that a lot of drop shippers, they don't think about these creative ways to bring solutions to combine two products into one, to create these bundles that are that have the end customer in mind, right? If you have the end customer in mind, you're always going to win, right? If you really truly do want to kind of solve that problem, then you'll find a way, and it's not as hard as you probably think, to be able to source those two things, bring them together, and then sell them as the solution to that problem. So anyways, solves a problem, right? Doesn't look like that terrible, right? The second thing is the perceived value there, right? Is there going to be a good price to value discrepancy? So if I sold these at $50 and I sourced them at $10, is the customer solving their foot pain? Is that worth more than $50? Yes, cool. By how much? Right? Would they normally have to spend $5,000 to get some type of a foot surgery to alleviate that pain? Would they have to do a bunch of different exercise to lose weight, which might be the core root of the problem, but they're not going to be able to fix overnight, and so they need a temporary solution that you can provide, etc. And so you want to make sure that there's a big price to value discrepancy, right? Good thing Loom has a pause feature. I had the exterminators come because we've had some ants in the apartment. But anyways, as I was saying, in terms of the price to value discrepancy, the biggest thing is like, hey, can we mark it up by, $25, $30 or more, right? Why? Because it's very hard to achieve a CPA that's less than $30 these days on TikTok and on Facebook, right? So even if I sold this for $40, we'd have that $30 margin. That'd be plenty to test it and to get proof of concept. If people are buying it at 40, they're valuing it at more than 40, so they're genuinely getting more value than that, and it costs us less than like $11 to ship, then at the end of the day, everybody wins, right? A lot of people think that it's unethical to mark up products, but in reality, you're spending advertising dollars, you're spending money on the team, on your website, on your fulfillment, on going out and making those sourcing relationships with manufacturers and suppliers, et cetera, right? So what's the difference between you and a company like Walmart or Target or Amazon, where they're marking up the product prices? Because all of those things are a form of value exchange, right? You advertising this product and sharing it with a customer is value, right? You are sharing a solution to their problem they didn't even know existed. And a lot of people don't look at it that way, but if you do, you feel more obligated to actually sell these products, right? And you're not just selling cheap shit from China. You do not want to do that, right? So anyways, the price to value discrepancy is there. The unit economics are there. You could sell it for more than a $30 markup, and you can have 60, 70, 80% gross margins on this product, right? You could even probably get away with selling this for $60, $70 and have those 70, 80% gross margins. And that helps a lot when it comes to being able to factor in more and more margin that you'll have to be able to invest into things like advertising, right? Into paid ads, into your website, into reinvesting in your customer experience, better products, customer surveys, all these different things. So I hope this video is helpful. Now, we break down this rabbit hole method into a ton of additional depth, and we have a bunch of videos that are just like this inside of our DropSkale mastermind community of dozens of other hungry entrepreneurs that range between getting their first couple of sales to having already made millions of dollars, if not over 8 figures online with e-commerce. And so I highly encourage that you hop in there if you want to see more trainings, video breakdowns, things just like this. You can click the link in the description. And also, if you want access to the incredible tool, Mania, that we use for a lot of our different product research, then you can go ahead and click the link in the description of this video. And you can get 20% off for your first 3 months using the code Kyle20. For those of you that know me, you know that I do not advertise and promote shit that I do not use and that I don't absolutely love and think will provide value to you. So please take any of my recommendations, take them seriously, right? Also take them with a grain of salt, because I do not promote, that's probably not the right wording to use, but I really don't promote things unless I truly do believe in them, right? So my community is one of those things that I wholeheartedly believe is going to be the best source of e-commerce and dropshipping knowledge and information and accountability and camaraderie with other people that are in there. So definitely hop in there. And Mania is one of the best product research tools that we use, among a lot of different other methods, both free and paid, that can accelerate the rate at which you can find products and the quality of products that you're able to find. So that's it for this video. If you enjoyed it, I'd hope you leave a thumbs up. Comment down below what other videos you'd like to see and what other topics of e-commerce that you'd like me to break down. And other than that, I'll see you in the next one.